contests are great, but I don't really believe in them. Like we give away a lot of stuff on Screw Attack just because we like to do that. We're not expecting people to come in because we're giving away a T-shirt on a game of on one of our games or something like that, or for watching our shows. We do it because we want to give back. Have you guys ever been to have you guys ever went to a website? This is just from my own knowledge. Because there's been a really great contest. Okay, it's kind of like my logic is not flawed, because I wouldn't go to a website because there's some crazy way. I'd go there maybe once, but I probably wouldn't stick. So that's good. So yeah. I mean, I would. The idea of a contest is great, but try to find ways for people to view your content because they like to view your content, as opposed to kind of shoving it down their throat, I suppose. The big thing is just enjoying what you do, and having fun while doing it. People will see it. So, what else? Yes, Mr. Cargrove. I like it.
You do the video game vault every now and then.
Every Monday and Friday.
Yeah, I like those.
Thanks.
Really grab a lot of games that were good at the time, but a lot of people have forgotten over the period of years.
Yes.
You guys have like a list that you go through, or you just sit around like, hey, remember this game?
It's a little bit of both. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
more coming up in the future.
Yeah. Well, actually, we should have one go up. We should have one went up last night, but I think Game Trailers is like. What we do is we upload them to Game Trailers, and then Game Trailers posts them usually on like Mondays and Fridays. But we have one coming up for Wheel of Fortune, which is on the NES, which is the TV show is so much better. But yeah, the video game vaults are really fun. That's actually like the first video feature like we ever did on Screw Tech, and that was an idea I had. That was like I didn't want to do like reviews per se, and people like count vaults. Some people say vaults are like reviews. I don't really think of them as reviews. I like when you watch them, you're supposed to go, oh yeah, and that's kind of like what I call them, like just oh yeah, I remember that game. Like we never, we're not like we don't try to give a number score on a classic game or anything like that, because chances are you played the classic game before. Every once in a while we'll hit a rare game. We'll did the 1990 Nintendo World Championship cartridge, which is pretty cool, and we'll hit a rare fighter or something like that. But a lot of the games we do are games that people have some sort of kinship to or played growing up, and probably 99% of the games we do are games that I or somebody at the office has played at one time or another. Every once in a while we probably have at our office. I was so fortunate. I bought a slew, probably 6,000 games for like $500. Like I totally like this guy was like, hey, you want games? I was like, yes. He's like, how's it? He goes, he's like, I got 6,000 games. I was like, well, how much do you want for them? He's like, I don't know, make me an offer. It's like $500. Like thinking he was gonna be like, no. He was like, okay. I was like, sweet. So we have this incredible library of games, right? So we have all these games that like we haven't even played. So every once in a while we'll just pop one in and be like, oh, this would be a great vault, because I remember seeing it, but I never played it. And a lot of the writing that we do behind like the vaults are just strictly based off memories. Memories of playing the game when we were younger or whatever. Or reading about it in Nintendo Power, or seeing the spread or whatever. A lot of it's based off nostalgia, but it's also just a funny little quirky look. But yeah, you can vaults will always be a Screw Attack staple, because no matter what, there's like you look at today, there's been there's 20 games released in the last week. There's always going to be games to do. In 5 years maybe we're doing Xbox games, or whatever it may be. So yeah, but obviously we like to keep it old school and 8-bit. One thing I've thought about doing is like some ColecoVision or Atari games, but it's kind of one of those things where if you like pop in a game that's like baseball, like for the Atari 2600 or 5200 or whatever, you're like, this is baseball. There you go. And like, I don't know, like, it's one of those things where you want to be able to talk about the game, but it's there needs to be something to talk about with it, but that's fun. So, what else?
What's the history behind your hat? Like,
history behind my hat?
Yeah, like you wear it every day.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of something I started wearing. Like really early Screw Attack, I didn't wear a hat, and I think we did like a couple videos with it, but I don't know. I just kind of organically got glued to my head, I guess. Like it was one of those things where I just started wearing it one day, and just every day when I woke up, I would pop it on, and then it just kind of became one of those things that people started talking about. I was like, okay, well, I'm never going to take it off then. So now I don't, and I'll never see my real head. so there you go.
Have you ever had like Nintendo contact you about using the name Screw Attack?
No, actually, we got a pretty good relationship with Nintendo. Like with their, I think the big thing is we're not like using their logo. Like the Screw Attack. It's a bolt. It's a lightning bolt. Like while they're similar. It's essentially just like a generic bolt. That we're using. Like our original logo, yeah, it was taken from like the really old one. Was kind of taken from the idea of the look of it. We've kind of migrated away from it because I've kind of been fearful of them doing that, but we've been fortunate enough for them not to. It's just like one up. Like. I don't know. It's kind of just now like a term. It's a term in gaming, I guess. We don't want to. We're not out to really make anybody mad very often. We're just. They've been really cool. I think. They know who we are, and they never say anything about it. And I don't think they have a problem with it. I mean, it's like I said, Screw Attack, 2 words is a cool power up. Screw Attack, 1 word is a website. So, yeah.